Hello everyone, this is Famson Jyoti and welcome back to my channel. So with this video, I'm going to be starting a new series where I am going to be talking about the book series I have finished reading and give you guys an honest opinion of the book series, and the character description, how I like those characters, the dynamic of the book, the plot of the book, like the in-depth review of individual book of the series and the entire series. So I am really excited. I hope you're going to love this series as much as I love to start this series. So let's hop into the video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the lovable series that we all freaking love, and we all love all of the characters, and the series is none other than the Twisted series. Oh my gosh, I adore this series. I freaking loved reading this, and oh my gosh. So let me start to give you an in-depth detailed review of each individual book first, and then I'm going to talking about the series altogether. So let me tell you about the story first. So the story is basically about Ava and Alex, and Ava has a past that she couldn't actually remember because of due to the trauma she endured in her childhood. So that actually triggers her to have nightmares, and that nightmares is actually very intense nightmare, and she cannot swim because of the trauma she endured in her childhood. And Alex, well, Alex is a billionaire who lost his parents a very young age, and he was brought up by his uncle. And yeah, that's how actually they that's actually not how they met. And Alex was Ava's big brother's best friend, so that's how they actually met. And it was actually a story of best friend's brother, like best friend's sister trope, forced proximity and betrayal and a lot of things. But I have seen people saying a lot of bad things about this book because of the story was very predictable. Alex's singing was not up to the mark or something like that. But to be honest with you, I don't know, but I really enjoy reading this book because I did not expect anything from her, because this was my first ever Ana Huang book that I've ever read. And I was really optimistic towards this book, so I really enjoy the book. But I would say I did not like Ava that much because she was way too sunshiny for my liking, because I feel like she could have been more muted due to her trauma, or like the mental um, trauma she had endured during her childhood. I feel like she could have been more muted, you know but she was very optimistic, sunshiny, and I didn't like that about her. So yeah, maybe a lot of people like that about her, but I did not like that about her. But my man Alex is perfect, although I feel like the betrayal wasn't actually necessary at that point. And I'm not going to tell you who betrayed who. If you know, you know. But that wasn't actually necessary. And yeah, and other than that, the story was pretty good. It was a quick read. I really thoroughly love reading this book. And if I have to talk about Alex's singing, I feel like that's something that did something to me. If I was Ava, I would love him to sing for me. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. And I have heard that this series is going to be adapted into like movies or TV series. If they include Alex's singing, I want him to sing "I Wanna Be Yours." That's it. That's all I want. I forgot to mention that I finished reading Twisted Love back in 2024, like maybe in September or August or September, yeah. So I've like started this series last year but ended this series this year. So let's talk about Twisted Game. So this was the second book that I've read in this year. I started my year with The Love Hypothesis and I was like, no, I need to start reading the Twisted series and finish this series this year. So this was my second book and oh boy, whenever I started to talk about Reese or anything like Reese Larson, I feel like I'm betraying Alex because Alex is my man, but Reese, oh my god, he is so sweetheart. I love this book. Every single page was a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece, actually. Oh my gosh, what are you talking about? So, if I have to talk about the storyline and the character, I feel like this is the classic story about princess and bodyguard trope, age gap. We love it. Good age gap. Oh my gosh. Uh, but I feel like it was a pretty, fairy tale kind of a like story. She's a princess and he's her bodyguard and they fell in love. It was pretty much predictable, but it was so sweet that they have fought against the entire world. And I really love Bridget. Oh my gosh, if I love Reese, I do love Reese, but I freaking love Bridget because the whole point was to how they are going to be together against the law, because there is a law that a princess cannot marry, a prince or princess cannot be married to a commoner. Yeah, but how they rewrite the law and how they fought against the world to be with together, it's amazing. This thing, I feel like I really love Bridget because she actually fought for her love and fulfill her duty as a princess, which her brother couldn't do it. So hats off to you, girl, because you are amazing and a strong willpower woman. I freaking love her. And for Reese, I feel like he is gentleman with a filthy mouth. Yeah, he is the epitome of a good boy with a bad heart or bad mouth. Oh my gosh. I freaking love their chemistry. I love their, bickering banter between them. It's so good to read every freaking time I pick up this book to read. It was amazing. I was literally giggling, kicking my feet up. It was so worth it, and the plot and the climax was worth worth reading this book. I freaking love it. I love it. This is going to be my most favorite book of this series. But yeah, this is my most favorite book from this series. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is pretty predictable, that I'm going to be talking about Twisted Hate. And the way I read this book is unimaginable, but I literally read this book like this. Over. It was so freaking easy to read. I freaking love Jules and Josh. Oh my gosh, they are like made for each other. although I feel like they are not made for each other, but in a sense they are actually made for each other, because they cannot handle other people other than themselves, I guess. But I feel like they are actually are built to tolerate each other. You know what I mean? If you read it, you know what I'm talking about. So if I talk about the story is pretty simple. It's good, enemies to lovers. There also is betrayal involved in it, and yeah, it's a pretty simple book. I loved it, with a traumatic past. Anyway, also there has been daddy issue, mom issues in here, so yeah, you have to keep that in mind while reading this book. But I feel like Jules, like the Jules we know from Twisted Love and Twisted Game, I feel like she could have been more strong in her own book, while forgiving, or getting back with Josh. uh I feel like she wasn't strong enough to to give a lesson to Josh. And I don't know how I explain this. I just don't want to spoil anything from you, but I feel like she could have you know like suffer Josh a little bit more. Please read this book. Because I just don't want to spoil anything. But I really, really love Jules, because she is, a strong, independent girl who like runs the world kind of vibe. And Josh is like a classic playboy. And what Josh did to her was not on my bingo card. I was literally pissed with him. Like, I am so freaking pissed with him. I still do, but because my girl Jules did not deserve what he did to her. So that is the reason why I am saying that Jules easily, easily forgive him. If I was Jules, I would never, because she is a strong, independent woman, and she should have, made him suffer a bit more than she actually does. So yeah, that is the reason why it actually a bit threw me off. But I literally love this book, and the dialogue, the banters between Jules and Josh is to die for. It's to die for, because the way Josh is possessive about Jules is something. It's so sexy. I love it. I love it. I love this book. Last but not the least, we're going to be talking about Twisted Lies. Oh my gosh. I feel like many people is really obsessed about Christian Harper, but I am not that much of a fan of Christian Harper, but I do a fan of Stella Alonslo. I couldn't actually pronounce her last name, but anyway, Stella, because I can actually, relate to her to some extent, because I am also introvert, shy kind of personnel, and I I sometimes get panic attack for my, get overwhelmed by the, people in internet, because we can be cruel to each other on internet, and that could be something really overwhelmed for the person who is suffering this, like, online cyberbully or something like that. So I can really relate to her. And the story of this book includes stalker, and well, is it enemies to lover? No, it's not enemies to lover. It's like obsession. He is obsessed with Stella. He's obsessed. Like, I feel like that is unhealthy obsession. of Christian Harper. I don't know. I actually don't a fan of Christian Harper. So if I am going to talk about the story, I feel like the story was pretty nice. I really do love the story. It was not as easy read as the Twisted Love or Twisted Hate, but I read it thoroughly and I love the story and how their relationship builds slowly, because it's actually based on fake dating. I forgot to mention it earlier. So it actually based on fake dating into real dating, and Christian actually, oh my gosh, I was about to, spoil spoil the story to you guys. If you didn't read it, oh my gosh, why? So this is the individual review of the entire series, and now I'm going to be pick which book is the best book of the series. So I'm going to be saying Twisted Games is the best book of the series. Who is the best couple of the series? Well, I'm gonna go with Twisted Love and Twisted Games, because Bridget and Reese and Alex and Ava has my heart. Okay, female protagonist, I would love to say Twisted Games and Twisted Hate. And if I have to pick my favorite male protagonist, I would love to say it is Alex, and Alex only. I love him with all my heart. He cannot do anything wrong. I love this man from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, you cannot convince me otherwise. So it is what it is. Lastly, if I have to give this book a rank, I would say Twisted Games is number one. Then second place goes to Twisted Love. Third place goes to Twisted Hate, and fourth place goes to, unfortunately, Twisted Lies. No offense to Christian, Stella, or the storyline. It's just my opinion. If you have other opinions, comment down below. I would love to see your opinion of my ranking, because it's my personal opinion about this book. Maybe the moment I was reading this book was not appropriate for me, not liking them that much the way you do. But I feel like it, as it is my own opinion, we all should respect each other's opinion and not just bully us, because I feel like Twisted fan base can be bully sometime, because I have experienced bullying. So please do not come for me if you don't agree with my opinion or as such. So yeah, this is it. This is actually officially episode 1 of me reviewing the book series that I've read so far, and I've started with Twisted series, and I hope you all love my review. And let me know in the comments which book you love the most of this series, and I am going to review next maybe A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series or the Folk of the Air series, because those two series I actually finished reading. So I feel like you guys should let me know which series you want me to review next. So comment down below, and I will see you all in my next video. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit a like. Bye bye.